Hello and welcome to Impact News. You're watching Agenda Manipur. Ngasi ekhona khanagaduri si Agenda Manipur da the state of women's polo ni, but we have our guests all non-Manipuri speaking, so we're going to go English tonight. So you'll bear with us. Our topic tonight is on the state of women's polo in Manipur as well as internationally, globally. And we have as our guest today in our studio, Stephen Armour, National Board of Governors, United States Polo Association. Thank you for coming to our studio.
My pleasure.
Okay. We also have Miss Tiamo Hutspet from Hawaii. She's a player with USPA. Glad you joined us.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and we also have Miss Nidhi Mani Tripathi, who's behind the entire first statehood women's polo tournament in Manipur, right?
Yes.
Okay, welcome to our show. She's the Secretary of Tourism, Government of Manipur.
Right.
Okay, a very high-powered, experienced panel we have here, and the topic that we're going to discuss, as I said before, is the state of women's polo. As of now, it seems like it's been given a kind of a backbench kind of thing, because the men's polo has been taking the limelight globally, as well as far as India is concerned, it's almost non-existent. If I go by the word our Chief Minister said today, he, I think, said it's time that we now promote women's polo.
Yes.
So that, I think, underlines the entire issue here.
Yes.
Though we have Manipur in particular is been said to be the cradle of the modern polo, we still are behind as far as women's polo is concerned. So I'll come right straight to Nidhi first.
Yeah.
Why this, traditionally we are not polo playing in terms of women's polo.
Yes.
So why this concept of introducing women's polo?
Yeah. In Manipur is known as the sports capital of India, and we produced so many good boxers, weightlifters, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And polo is an irony. Polo originated in Manipur. We take really pride in announcing that it is the birthplace of polo.
Mm-hmm. And
we are having polo tournaments regularly. Even tourism department has been actively promoting that during Sangai festival. And one more fact which I would like to mention here apart from that women in Manipur are also an empowered lot. And if you see the history of Manipur, they have been in the forefront of every activity, be it war, we have New Pilan Memorial, we have Sana Kaithel, we have Mothers Market in every locality. And so how come there's no women polo?
Okay,
So
that was a huge question that's in front of us.
Exactly, that was a huge vacuum. And when we have Mary Kom in boxing, and the whole world knows, and the entire Indian government takes pride while taking her name and showcasing her. So why can't we produce international level polo players?
Okay.
So that came to my mind, and then we have been promoting polo as part of our tourism.
Okay. So you're linking it with tourism. But before we get any further, I just want to come to Stephen first. Women's polo, in terms of, internationally, how prestigious this thing is, how big it is it, or is it just nominal kind of thing?
No. It's growing every year, the leaps and bounds. In the United States, there are 6,000 members of the United States Polo Association. 40% is women.
Okay. So that's that big in US?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's growing in Argentina, England, France, Jamaica and the Caribbean, Africa, the African nations, everywhere. There's a big tournament in Singapore that several American women go and play for Singapore teams.
Okay.
The last time I was here, there were several women from Mongolia, and the Thai team had women players on it. And it's just growing. It's the largest growing contingency in the sport. I mean, men have always been there, but the women are coming on very strong.
Okay, but is it being given the kind of, the media attention and then the corporate attention that it needs actually? Or is there still this makes this, difference? Because I was just browsing, going through the nets, and I was finding some complaints there, that it's a king's game, and becoming queen's game is going to be quite a tough challenge.
I don't think so. Women are being much more accepted throughout the sport. Polo does not get big coverage anywhere.
Okay.
Anyway. But there are
Why
actually,
is that?
because of the stigma of it being the king's sport
Yes.
and an elitist
Okay.
sport. And there is a strong drive on, and we are promoting it in the United States, to bring it to more people.
Okay.
There are more magazines coming out now. I believe Polo Women or Polo
Lady
Woman.
Polo, Lady Polo from Spain.
From Spain. Our Polo Players Edition. This is being covered by Condé Nast Traveler, the Hurlingham magazine. All of them are running articles on women and the growth of women in the sport.
Okay.
And the more it becomes available, the more of everyone we will hopefully have.
Okay, so there's two things to it. I mean, one is promoting the women's polo as such, and another thing is polo as a whole, mainstreaming it from the king's game to a commoner's game.
Yeah.
Is that a problem?
I just wanted to add one more thing about the, bringing polo to the public. This was the first, in 2015 was the first women's open tournament that they live streamed.
Okay.
And that was a very good thing for
Okay.
us. That was the first time that people could go on the internet and watch our games live. Chucker TV is doing that, and they're growing.
Okay.
And so that's very helpful. In the U.S., they're growing, and they cover other countries too. I think
Yes.
they have, England and Argentina as well.
Chucker TV and Horseplay
Yeah.
TV.
No, but this is your first time here in Manipur, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and doesn't it strike you like, here out here, polo is almost a common man's game here,
Yes.
as against the king's game, as it's, known outside.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, especially for here. I mean, I think that that will help grow the sport since it is more accessible than in other countries. I'm not sure why that is, but it is.
No, but tell me about you being a women polo player. How has it been, your journey? Because that will actually make us understand. Because there are a lot of young women here
Yes.
who's probably inspired by the clinics that you have held here, USPA. So just let us know how your journey has been as a polo player.
My journey has been amazing. I grew up in Hawaii where I played, and I was the only. Now there's a very large kids program there, but at the time I was one of the only kids. There was like a handful of us, so there weren't very many. So we always were playing with the boys, with the men, because there weren't enough to just do our own
Yeah.
thing. And so I started from a very early age competing against men and working on my horsemanship. And really what's taken me to the places I've been and where I am now in my life and brought me here to Manipur is my horsemanship. That's what I focus on in polo. And that's where a lot of women can succeed because we can ride just as well as the men. And so maybe we can't hit the ball as far or hard, but our horse is our strength. Yeah.
What are your complaints as far as the promotion of women's polo is concerned globally, or the corporates? I was just going through an article where this corporate pulls off one of the prizes in UK, and there was this complaint. So, kind of saying like there's this. Is it kind of a male-dominated sports, and do you find kind of a ceiling where beyond which you cannot go, or stigmatization?
Yes, very much. I play competitively in men's tournaments in Houston, in Wyoming, and I will say that it can be more difficult to find a team to get hired on being a woman. I'm rated a 1 in men's handicap, but they might prefer to hire this man that's rated 1 over me just because he's a man.
Okay.
That definitely happens, yeah.
Okay. So you find it difficult.
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
let's go to the governors then. You know, in the women's sports is on the rise, but UK polo chiefs still treat ladies' game with lack of respect. That's a quote I took from the one of the ladies players. So how is it with the polo governing bodies? What's your focus on this women polo?
I think the United States Polo Association is focused on supporting the women as much as possible. One specific, this trip here. We want to see women grow.
But what about the sponsorship? Are the sponsors interested in that? That's one of the key issues for every sports.
In Houston, where I live and play, the sponsors are excellent.
Yeah.
And they are supportive across the board. They want to see the women play. As a matter of fact, the men get a little jealous because the women
That's
get
precisely the problem, huh?
Yes.
the women get wonderful prizes, and the sponsors come in and just, we want to support this. The same is true. The USPA is trying to do the same,
yeah.
but it is a male-dominated, historically has been a male-dominated sport. So it is hard.
Yeah, and it's new for us too. Like Stephen was saying, this is actually the first international team that the USPA women's team that the USPA's sent. So that's a huge thing for us, and that just shows where women's polo is. Like you're saying, it's still behind. We still have a lot of work to do to be equal to, and have the respect of men's polo.
No, but don't you think that applies to all the sports? You know, that
On the
kind
sports,
of.
as far as
It's not only polo, like we say.
so the entire sports is gender biased.
Not only
Yes.
sports, like he said, historically, you know, the society has been like that.
Yeah.
Not only in sports, but in any other walk of life. You know,
That's
women,
true.
they have to score extra point to come
I think
up there.
we are veering into gender rather than on polo here. Anyway, that's great. Yeah, that's there. But then, of course, that traditional mold is being broken now because we have all
Yes.
these
Of course, yeah.
debates and
True.
with women going
Very
to
true.
moon and whatnot. You know, the
Yeah.
space. I mean. So now let's come back to polo. For the point is. Let's come back to Manipur for once. You have been here first,
In
probably
2014.
2014, probably with a desire to come here because of the first place.
It was for the men's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Shanghai Festival, and I just fell in love with Manipur.
Okay.
And it was there watching the women do an exhibition at the big game that I got the idea, the men can come here, why not the women? And I talked with Somi Roy.
So that exhibition of the women's play
Yes.
was the driving.
Yes.
Okay.
And I presented it, the possibility, to the USPA, and I mentioned when I got home, Tiamo and I have worked together for the past 4 years, and I mentioned it to Tiamo, and she's, I'm ready, let's go.
Okay. Okay.
And we just presented it to the board, and they were very receptive, especially the International Committee, the Women's Committee, and the Team USPA Committee. There were a few bumps in the road, but we got
You
past
made it,
it.
you made
We
it.
got
We made it
past it,
happen.
and we made it happen. And there was such excitement that even the head of the Team USPA just, during an exchange of emails, let's make this an annual event.
Okay.
And that's,
So you're going to bring women's team here every year.
I hope
Yes.
so.
Okay.
I hope so. And after watching the games today, I talked to some of the ministers and to Somi Roy, and I said, what we need to do is send the videos of these games to Hurlingham, to the Argentine Polo Association. When they see how good the polo is, they will want to be a part of it. And that's how polo grows.
Okay. Tell us how good was it? How good was today's
It
match?
was absolutely amazing. It so far surpassed what my expectations were. I cannot tell you.
Okay.
The Manipuri women have come so far from when I saw them in 2014. It just
Okay.
boggled my mind.
Okay.
And I am so glad to see it.
Okay, but we'll take a break here. When we come back, we're going to discuss about can Manipuri women actually make it in international arena, or can this tournament be made bigger? Nidhi will answer that. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Agenda Manipur, and we are discussing the state of polo for women's. Okay. Tiamo,
Yes.
how was the Manipuri girls? I mean, you have had a clinic yesterday.
Yes.
You interacted with them, and then you played with them today. How did you find them?
Wonderful. I really enjoyed working with my team, especially, and all the girls did great. We broke off into the teams, and each captain, one of the USPA girls, would captain each team. And so yesterday, we were out in the country, which was beautiful, in the little village, and we practiced hitting, and we did some scrimmages to work on strategy and that sort of thing. And you really saw a difference today in our game.
Okay.
It's excellent. Yeah, a lot of
But
improvement.
Do they have the international quality material? Do you think you can mold them?
Definitely. Yes, they're very athletic. They ride well. They're fearless. And those are the things you need to be a
Okay.
successful polo player.
Okay, that's the gender thing. Huh? you give your honest assessment of how our girls were.
I could not agree more.
Okay.
The ladies listened, wanted to learn.
Yeah.
They're excellent riders. And I was saying yesterday, these women are fearless.
Fearless.
They'll go into any play. They're going into plays I wouldn't go into. And, it's the horse is the great equalizer.
Okay.
So I think these women have full competency to go on and become internationally competitive. And, I am hoping at some point we can bring a Manipuri team to Houston to play in our women's tournament there as part of the
What about the
Women's
size of
U.S.
the horse?
Open.
Wouldn't that be a, kind of a problem for them?
I don't think so. I was concerned coming here about our ladies playing the little horse. They got on the first day like they'd been born on them.
Okay.
And
The thing about horses is that they have a universal language. And so if you know how to communicate with a little horse or a big horse, they speak the same. So
No, but
those
the
girls
size,
are great.
the speed and the kind of, that will be a little bit different.
They will adjust, but I think the Manipuri women are great
So you just have to
horsewomen.
give them time and some training, and they'll adjust.
They're such great horsewomen. They'll be able to get on a bigger horse, a little different horse, and understand him in just a little bit of time. Just
Okay.
10 minutes or something like that. Yeah.
And let's talk about other clubs. Like, okay, it's great USP is taking this interest, trying to promote. But do you find other countries, clubs doing it in a similar way, bringing up the women's polo in the way you want it?
I have not experienced it personally, so it's hard to say. I know when we hold the Women's Open, U.S. Open, we have women from France, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Jamaica, Argentina, Great Britain, Canada, who come and play. And they're all wonderful players, and it shows they've come up through the ranks. So the training is there. Now, whether they promote it quite as much, I can't say. I don't know. I would
But
love
over
to
the-
get to know.
Is there an international body for the women's polo? No.
No.
Or is it, you still yet to form that kind of international federation?
There's-
Right. There is the FIP, which is the Federation Internationale de Polo.
They should be the one who should be promoting this.
Well, and that is the international body. And they have a worldwide tournament every 2 years. India has sent teams to it. I don't think there has ever been a woman who played in it.
That's an issue.
I would like to see some women play it, or an equivalent tournament for women.
Yeah.
And maybe we start that here in Manipur.
If you can have US Open tennis for women's, why not for polo, right? Nidhi? Okay, Nidhi, you've been trying to push this through with USPA, the government is taking initiative. What's your vision for this? You know, this is the first, they would like to bring it annually. What's your vision?
See, basically right now, if you ask, my mandate is like, I'm working here as Secretary Tourism.
Okay.
So during Shanghai Festival, I noticed that we organize this polo tournament for men. And as all of us know, and we talk about quite often, that polo is one iconic image of Manipur, and which we are promoting as part of our tourism promotion. So I'll not be talking like a sports secretary, or I'll not be talking like a, but yeah, as a woman and obviously as a secretary to government, I feel that women polo has a huge, huge potential in Manipur especially. And in fact, Manipur can be a launching pad for a polo team for India, which can play at international level. Like you've seen in many other sports, like so many people from Manipur have made quite a good name at national and international levels. So that is one part of sports. And since women here, as I said, are very strong, the way you got the feedback, even we were a little apprehensive, like they are very accomplished players we are getting from USPA, and they run a local, they're coming from local clubs, local teams. So how they're going to, do with them, manage with them. But the kind of feedback Steve gave and all other girls, including Tiamo, when they came back to us after first meeting with them and also riding these horses, our ponies. So we were very, very delighted and excited to hear their feedback. And so these girls, they need training, obviously, and they have not been given proper training. Apart from that, they don't have proper infrastructure.
So you have to tie with the sports department.
Exactly,
actually, right?
exactly. Lot of things we can do, and we can promote it in the most ambitious manner. That is my vision, if you're asking.
Okay.
So we have to think really big. Like Steve suggested, that they can go and play in US. Why not? And they have the potential, and as Tiamo suggested, horses are no issues. At times you were a little apprehensive about size of the horses, but this experience, and in the past, even during male tournaments also we have noticed. So horses, like Tiamo says, I found it very interesting, and in fact I only got to know from them, the way they communicate with horses. They said it's a kind of universal language. It's like in US, be it Manipur, they have to communicate to control the horses.
It's only people that we find.
Exactly.
That's right.
And they also gave me a very interesting feedback, which I would like to state here, that the horses, those sizes, they are small, but they're very sturdy and strong. That's what they told me. So adjustment is not an issue. Like they said, they adjusted in 10 minutes. That was a real surprise for us. Even I was there when you were just trying. I was watching from a distance when tournament, it was about to begin, not today, 2 days back, when they had to have some kind of clinic and all that. So they adjusted quite, smartly and, immediately. It took 15 minutes.
So what's your plan for taking it to the
So
other,
basically-
you're having an exhibition mess in
Jaipur.
And any other place?
No, this time we are just doing Imphal and Jaipur.
Okay.
And
So tell us a little bit about the Jaipur event that you're planning.
yeah. Basically, when like Steve said, when they made presentations there, when I made this presentation to Government of India, they simply grabbed it. They said, oh my God, it's really interesting. And they promote tourism as a niche tourism product. They promote polo. And that is why Manipur can be at the forefront.
So
and
you're going to have this Manipuri girls play there, or
yeah. See, we
with the US?
have 3 states in India where polo is played. One is Manipur, of course, and then Rajasthan and Jammu Kashmir. So there is also talk about another event in Ladakh.
Okay.
With Ladakh. So this will not only promote women polo, but at the same time this will promote Manipur as such. Okay. So that is where my mandate also comes as a tourism secretary, that I am taking this opportunity to showcase Manipur everywhere through polo. So that's...
So this first state hood women tournament is your baby.
Yeah.
I mean tourism game.
Yeah, of course you can say
how
that.
are you going to invite other international?
Yeah, this is a humble beginning, I would say. This is just a humble beginning. And
so next year we can hope to see teams from
exactly.
Singapore and other Malaysian, Thailand
and
teams.
today, if you would have followed Honorable Chief Minister's speech, he simply said that let's make it a regular affair. He requested USPA to partner with us regularly.
Okay.
So the challenges they are facing for women polo at international level, there also we can partner and we can send our women, see how powerful and able they are, and that can really help in promotion of women polo.
Okay. Now, when you are planning this exhibition in Jaipur,
Yeah.
what's the kind of feedback
Yeah.
you're getting as far as women polo is concerned?
Yeah,
Because
this-
rest of the India, women playing polo, it seems kind of imagination.
No, see, there's a lot of excitement, and Jaipur is a very famous tourist destination. All of us know, and for foreigners, it's like one destination after Taj they would like to visit. So I always try to get a bigger footfall to Manipur, be it domestic, be it foreign tourists. So Jaipur is going to give us a big, huge audience, not only for promotion of women polo, but again, I would say Manipur as such. So that is why we are also taking 30 drummers, Sankirtan drummers, and they are going to perform.
So it's going to be a package kind of thing, not just
Exactly,
polo.
Pung Cholom and
Yeah.
Dhol Cholom.
Okay.
And we also have Pena players with us and Conch players also with us. And the Rajasthan Polo Club has been really kind and supportive, and Rajasthan Tourism has been very kind. So they have changed the theme of polo this time, and the theme is Manipur.
Okay.
So the cultural program and little kind of ambience and some kind of canopies will be showcasing our culture, our documents about Manipur, videos, and everything will be showcased there. So it's a kind of Manipur tourism roadshow and obviously promotion of women polo. I would not digress much because your agenda is women and polo, but at the same time, since I'm it's a publicity department, I have to promote my department everywhere. So I would take this opportunity to reiterate that.
So we are reaching the end of our discussion, but Tiamen, just a kind of message or kind of tips for those who wanna be polo players like yourself. What would you like to tell them after you have seen them? Is there any way you want them to approach polo?
I really hope that myself and the other Team USPA girls are an inspiration to them. Because we're just regular girls, like we're just like them.
They are.
And if you work hard, I've always believed that if you work hard and you really want something, you can get it. And so I would say my advice would be to keep on working hard, and if that's your dream, you do everything you can to do that.
Yeah, one of the linking up your dreams with your desire, it's like, so if you say, if you take a look at Serena and Venus on the tennis, you get inspired. In polo, that kind of little bit of lacking is in there. I think the media attention is still away from it. It's a niche kind of thing, that elite thing. So is that going to be a challenge?
Well, one thing that I have noticed, especially from the representatives of the clubs who've spoken, they are there helping coach, supplying the horses, encouraging the women, and that's where it begins. From there, you grow up. I saw some of the players that I had met from the Manipuri team last time they were out there helping, holding horses, it just encouraging the ladies. And that's where it needs to come from, is those who do play it now, bringing the girls in, showing them, they, as Tiamo said, they're all excellent riders, so they don't need to be shown how to ride, but shown the appropriate way to hit. The thought behind the game, the theory, the strategies, and then playing with them. I mean, I've played with Tiamo for 4 years now, and I have seen several men come off the field very angry
Okay.
because Tiamo has beaten them on the
So you can
field.
tell our girls that they can be like Tiamen.
Exactly. They can be like,
Thank you.
like Tiamo,
Yeah.
like
They-
Julia,
Okay.
like Christina, like
Okay.
Carly.
Yeah.
all they have to do is follow their dream.
And one-
Okay,
it.
we'll be looking forward to USPA for molding our girls. I think that's all we have for tonight. But that was interesting discussion, women's polo and the state of affairs. Ngasigi yengbigriba du agenda Manipur ni. Unfortunately, akoi English tang akta tawjagre waru bibi ate. Ngasigi akoi guest ma'am ji non Manipuri speaking way binani. Ngasigi binadi matang ngasi dal losinjiba tare. Thank you very much, Nidhi, Chairman.
Thank you.
Steve,
Thank
for
you
joining us.
for
Thank
having
very
us.
much.
Thank you.